Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Learn With Me. I'm very excited to start our new songs for this piano lesson series. I had a lovely conversation with a new friend of mine named Catherine from Canada, and she had been trying to work on this Enya song called Only Time for quite a while, and she requested some help with it. So you know what? I just figured, well, might as well make a lesson series out of it, right? So, Catherine, this one's for you. Let's see if we can get through Enya's Only Time over this month and probably a little bit of next month. It's perfect for an intermediate learner, so if you are right there in about 4 years of piano, you can join us. So I'm really excited. Okay, but before we get started, I need you to do a couple things. First thing, if you can share this video, that would be so helpful. It helps me reach as many students as possible. So every little share is very meaningful to me, so I appreciate it. The second thing is go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, okay? Search Izzy Chia and you will find me, okay? I recently hit 600 subscribers, so woohoo! Really happy about that. I'm aiming for 1,000, so let's see if we can get there, okay? The third thing is if you haven't joined the private group, I encourage you to do that, okay? This is where you get one-on-one feedback from me. You can post questions, you can post videos, and we can work through the tricky spots in your music together, okay? It's called Encore Music Makers. Search for it in the groups tab on the main page and you'll find it, okay? And then the last thing is if you haven't purchased Enya's Only Time sheet music, I encourage you to do that too, because it's going to be really tough to keep up with this lesson series if you don't have the music, okay? So at the end of this recording, I will drop a link in the comments so you can purchase this music, okay? All right, let's get started. Okay, so I printed my music that I purchased and I put it in these file folders, okay? You'll notice that because it's like I think it's like a 6-page long song, I went ahead and taped it inside of this file folder so that those middle pages are in there, right? Looks kind of crazy right now, but that's okay. So I just folded it all within the other. And what we're going to be working on today is just the first 13 measures of this music, okay? So just have the first 2 pages out, all right? This is going to be fun. Okay, so looking at Only Time, the first thing that we need to recognize is the key signature, okay? You see 3 flats, okay? 3 flats are indicating that this piece is going to be an E flat major, okay? If you're familiar with your scales, then this shouldn't be a surprise to you. But if you're not familiar with your scales, let's see if we can play through an E flat major scale together, okay? 3 flats, all right? I'm going to switch to piano view so we can do this together. All right. Excellent. All right, so E flat major, right? So there's my E flat. And we're going to play through E flat major scale, all right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to play that E flat major scale starting with the finger 3 right hand, okay? See if you can play it with me. I'll play it slower, okay? Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, play. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Going down. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3. Okay, that's the right hand for your E flat major scale. Let's try it a little bit quicker, okay? Let's give it a try. 1, 2, ready, play. Beautiful. Now let's see if we can do the same thing with the left hand, okay? Now the left hand finger should be pretty similar. We're going to start on a finger 3, okay? Let's see if we can play through it. Alright, so now I'm going to play through the E flat major scale with the left hand saying the finger numbers nice and slowly. So let's do that together, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross under 1, 2, 3. There it is. Nice E flat major scale, okay? Let's try it again a little bit more quickly. All right, let's count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Awesome work. Okay, now if you want to work on your scales hands apart, that's perfectly fine, okay? There is nothing wrong with playing your scales hands apart. If you want to give yourself a challenge, see if you can play your 1 octave E flat major scale hands together, okay? If you can't, that's okay too, all right? Now that we know that we're in E flat major, we're going to take a look at our music now, okay? So go ahead and open your music to Only Time. Again, the first lesson, today's lesson, we're only going to be working on measures 1 through 13, okay? We're not going to be learning all 6 or 7 pages today. That would be crazy. That's why we have a series, right? So let's look at this music, okay? We have 4/4 time as our time signature, okay? So we have 4 beats a measure, and the quarter note is going to get the beat, okay? If you look at the very first chord in the left hand, it's written in the bass clef. We are playing an E flat octave, and it's going to be held for 4 counts as a whole note through that whole measure, okay? So I'm going to see if I can find that. It's not going to be the one that's on the bass staff. It's going to be below it. It's on ledger line. So it's even lower than what you're used to playing. Super low, okay? That's going to be the chord, all right? And if you look at the first 4 measures, you're playing that chord repeatedly, right? So it's 4 different times that you're going to be playing it as a whole note, all right? Now, the right hand, you notice in the bass staff, it has an RH. Okay, let me show that to you. Let's see if I can show you. Right here. See that RH? That means that your right hand is going to be playing on the bass staff, okay, for this intro, all right? And there's a pattern. It's an 8th note pattern, okay? So we've got an 8th rest to begin. Then we have our right hand thumb on B flat, which is on the bass staff, so it's a low B flat, and it's going to be following a broken arpeggiated pattern, okay? B flat up to E flat, down to B flat, then G, B flat, E flat, B flat, okay? That's the pattern that we're going to be doing, okay? Pay close attention to what that measure sounds like, okay? Let me see if I can just give you a preview, and then I'll switch to piano view so maybe you can play it along with me, okay? This is the preview. Let me count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Yeah, the pattern is pretty predictable, okay? So it's not necessarily going to be that difficult, but it's just hard enough for you to be challenged, okay? So let's switch to piano view so you can see it from above. Okay, so like I said before, the left hand is going to be on an E flat octave below, all in the ledger lines of the bass staff, okay? So we're way down here. All right, and then the right hand thumb, we're going to be doing that pattern starting on a low B flat on the bass staff. And I'm going to be doing the pattern 1, 2 up to E flat, down to 1 again, then a 4 or a 5 on your G, back down to B flat, and then the E flat, B flat again. Okay, so let's see what it looks like from above. 1, 2, ready, play. Introduction, okay? Yeah, how did that feel? Was it hard to keep up at that tempo? If it was hard to keep up, slow it down, okay? There's nothing wrong with playing it like the super slowest that you've ever played. That's okay. We're learning it, right? You're not an expert at this, are you? Have you seen this before? That's okay. That's totally fine. We're learning this together, right? I'll make mistakes. You'll make mistakes. That's okay. We're just figuring it out. All right. So that was the introduction to our Only Time song. Okay. I did want you to notice something though. This arrangement actually doesn't have any dynamics written in it, which is kind of bizarre. So, because that's typically something that a composer would be very, very intent on communicating to the performer. Dynamics really help make a song, right? So because there's no dynamics written in this, I have to refer back to the original song. And in Enya's version, I would say that the dynamics that she starts this song with is somewhere between a mezzo piano and a mezzo forte. So it's not too loud, but it's not too soft either, because she's making quite a big statement there with those big octaves at the beginning. So keep in mind it's not going to be too loud, and it's not going to be too soft. All right, just somewhere in the middle. Okay, now we've played these first 4 measures, right? Well, actually, let's play it one more time. How does that sound? Yes, let's try playing it once more, just the first 4 measures. I'll switch to piano view, and then we'll talk a little bit more. Because the more you play it, the better you get at it, so why not? All right, so I'm starting way down here on my E flat, and then my thumb for right hand is going to be on this low B flat. You ready? Let's count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Introduction, okay? Now, starting at measure 5, this is where it starts to get the melody, right? This is like the verse or the chorus of the song, okay? So it's imperative that we really take the time to examine hands apart at this section, okay? It might look easy, but we got to make sure that it's right because we don't want to do it wrong, okay? You notice also that extra line, that treble line on top, that is a vocal line, okay? You saw that the top line of our music, the very first, the introduction, there is a grand staff, like that's the piano part. But you notice when you hop to the second line, it's expanded. There's another additional treble staff line. That's the vocal line. So if you happen to like challenge yourself and be a vocalist as well, try singing along with it, right? Like maybe after we learn the piano part. Or you can have someone else be the singer and you can be the backup, right? So I just wanted to make that obvious to you, okay? So starting there at measure 5, let's look at hands apart, the right hand line to start, okay? This is going to be starting the middle of page 1, measure 5, line 2, all right, where you see that repeat sign and that guitar chord, okay? So starting there, we're back in the treble staff, okay? We have our pinky, or even a finger 4, let's see. I'm gonna say a finger 3. So let's put a finger 3 on your E flat, okay? And you're gonna stretch your thumb down a 6th. Okay, let me switch to piano so you can watch this. So we've got E flat with the finger 3. We're going to stretch down our thumb down to G. And you notice that that thumb is going to be held for a whole note, pardon me. And we're going to be playing that melody with our finger 3 in the right hand. Okay, so let's see if we can play those two measures, measures 5 and 6. Okay, 1, 2, ready, play. Hold that thumb. F, D, and then you play it again. 1, 2, F, D. Okay, so that's those two measures. Let's try that once more. Okay, we've got that thumb on G, using those ledger lines between the treble and the bass staff, and your finger 3 on an E flat. Okay, let's start at measure 5. 1, 2, ready, play. So there you go. Those are those two measures, all right? Now let's keep going with the right hand here, okay? We're starting at the bottom line, right hand, which is going to be that treble staff that's in between, okay, those other two staffs, and you've got a D, C, and an A flat, okay? So let's recount that again. We've got a thumb, finger 1 on A flat, a 2 on C, which is a third above, and a finger 3 on D, right? So as we play this, we are going to play it once, hold the third, and you're going to go up to an E flat with your finger 4. This is what it sounds like. Right? So let's try that again. And then pinky on F, F, D, and then the D for finger 3 is tied, so you play your thumb G. Right? That's kind of tricky. Let's see if we can do that again, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. 2, F, D. Very good. Let's try that again, okay? Let's count off. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, F, D, tie. There you go. See, I even held that D a little bit long, okay? I'm going to try it once more just because I want to fix my mistake, okay? 1, 2, ready, play. 2, and then it sort of repeats the pattern again for the right hand. We start here with that B flat again, finger 2. All right, this is the last, or the pickup to the last measure of page 1. Okay. We can continue that. Yeah, let's do that again. All right, so we'll start here at last line, the pickup to the last measure of the last line. Okay, this is a B flat. All right, and then we're going to continue. 1, 2, ready, play. F, D, hold, F, D, 2, F, D, 2, 3, 4, and tie. 2, 3, 4. That was magnificent. Wow, okay. You guys are doing a great job here, okay? If you can really manage the ties and all the nuance that it injects into this song, then I really think you'll be able to achieve the style that you want to achieve here, okay? It's very much like fluid and flowy, very much like Enya's music, okay? I always I think as a teenager, I would turn on Enya if I ever wanted to calm down, right? That's just the type of music that she makes. So let's see if we can play that section again, okay? We're starting here at the last line, the pickup note to the last measure, okay? That's that B flat. We're going to start on finger 2. All right, let's go to piano view. Excellent. Okay, so we're starting here with this finger 2, and I will count off. 1, 2, 3, go. Tie, 2, 3, 4. That was really, really great. Yes, okay, if you are really into like cheering for yourself, you should do that right now, okay? I'm gonna do a cheer that I like to call the jalapeno cheer. So if you're feeling good about yourself for getting through that right hand section, let's do a jalapeno cheer. So pick up your jalapeno, put it in your mouth. It's just something fun I like to do with the kids. But if you happen to like feeling good about yourself, give yourself a little dance right there on the piano bench, okay? Awesome. So now we have to switch over to the left hand. All right, so let's see if we can do that, okay? Let's start there at measure 5, okay? So, line 2, the second measure, there's a E flat there, okay? So if you need to write in your note names, go ahead and do that, okay? That E flat itself is just a whole note by itself. And then you're going to stretch down to a C, okay? You see that when it has 2 ledger lines and it's on the bottom one, that's a C, okay? That's a low C. That's this guy right here. Okay, so write the C right there. Now, if you notice the first measure of the third line, goodness gracious, that is on the third ledger line below the bass staff, and that is going to be your A flat. Don't forget that it's flat. All right, so that pattern is going to be pretty much outlining a triad, right? 2, 3, 4, then C, 2, 3, 4, down to A flat, 2, 3, 4, okay? Now, as we continue on this right-hand section, last line, second measure, that's where we get a little bit of that style injected in there, okay? With those eighth notes coming in. We're back to an E flat, but then we have to go ahead and do an arpeggiated chord here. Sounds nice, right? Let's see if we can figure out the fingers that it needs, okay? So I'm starting here at the bottom line. I'll start on that A flat. Low, low, low A flat. So starting there, I'm going to put my pinky on that guy, okay? I'm going to start right there. I'll count off. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, 4, pinky E flat. Okay, so that last line there, the fingers that I am using, I have pinky on low A flat, I have pinky on E flat, and I'm using a 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 pattern, okay? So let's do that slowly. 5, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's try that one more time, okay? 5, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 5. Okay? Beautiful. All right. So now that we've done the first page, let's go over to the top of the second page. All right, let's learn the left-hand section. Same sort of pattern goes on here, right? We just played a pinky E flat, pardon me. And then we're going to go to a low C. All right, I'm going to put a finger 3 on there. 2, 3, 4, down to A flat. 2, 3, 4, and then we have that pattern again. E flat. And there you go. That's the end of measure 13. What did you think about it? What did you think about that left-hand section? Was it too hard? Was it easy? Or was it kind of like in the middle? Kind of in the middle? Okay, that's good. That's good. That means that it's just enough of a challenge for you that when you start putting hands together, it's going to really give you a challenge for the week, okay? That's why I only wanted to give you 13 measures, okay? I didn't want to give you anything more than that, all right? Let's see if we can play the left-hand section again, starting at measure 5, and we'll go all the way to measure 13, left hand only, okay? Let's try it. Okay. All right, measure 5, this is the second line. Starting with a low E flat, I'm going to start with a 1. 1, 2, ready, play. 2, 3, 4, down to C. 2, 3, 4, down to A flat. 2, 3, 4, back to E flat. E flat. 2, 3, 4, 3 on C. 2, 3, 4, down to A flat. 2, 3, 4. And there you go. All right, this is getting to be really, really great for you guys. All right, now for this week's practice, what I'm going to have you do is practice probably for the first half of the week, 2 to 3 days. Practice the hands apart, okay? Just get to the point where you feel confident in it, okay? That includes things like drilling. That includes things like managing your dynamics, mezzo piano to a mezzo forte. That includes not going too fast, okay? I know how some of you are. I know you like to rush things. That's okay too, but you'll have to pump the brakes like when you try to do hands together, right? So don't take on too much too quickly, okay? And then for the second half of the practice week, try it hands together, okay? That's the beauty of, learning this along with me, is that I'm not going to give you too much at one time. I want to give you little victories, right? Little goals that you can meet week after week. That way by the end of the series, you are like the happiest person ever because you did it the right way, okay? Now, to close this lesson, I'm going to see if I can play all of this first 13 measures hands together just to see. It might be okay or it might be terrible, but let's find out. All right, I'm going to switch to piano view. And I think I'm going to knock the tempo down a little bit because I don't want to accidentally make a fool out of myself here. All right, 1, 2, ready, play. I told you it was going to get a little bit crazy. But that's okay, right? I'm learning with you. We can do this together. All right, so that's Enya's Only Time, okay? Thank you so much for tuning into this lesson, okay? This is like a double lesson, I just want to tell you. I've got my Learn With Me series. We're learning 2 songs this series. So I'm going to actually keep the camera rolling because we're going to be also learning the Westworld theme. So if you are here for Westworld, that starts like in 1 minute. I'm going to switch over to Westworld, okay? So if you're just learning Enya, you are finished, okay? But if you're here for Westworld, you're right on time, okay? Another quick reminder here, I am on Patreon, okay? I'm going to do this little plug here. I am on Patreon, so if you want to help support these lessons that I've been giving for free for the last several months, I would really appreciate you joining as a patron, right? So if you find that you like playing along with me, learning these songs, consider joining as a patron at the $5 a month level, $10 a month level, $20 or $50 a month level. It just depends on how generous you're feeling and if you want to keep these lessons going. Either way, I support you. You don't have to do this, but obviously it would help me a lot. Thank you so much for letting me say that. Okay? Now, let's do a switcheroo. Bye, Enya people!